Hey everyone, Jack here, 360 Fitness, and I wanted to talk about kettlebells today. Okay, so kettlebells are a mainstay of 360 Fitness. A lot of our clients put them into their programming. The trainers absolutely love using them, and for absolute good reason. So kettlebells are getting pretty popular in the last 10 years or so. They came over from Russia in the 80s and 90s, and they're starting to become a little bit more mainstream. So you'd see them quite a bit. But first, before I wanted to talk about kettlebells, I gotta give my videographer, Donnie, a big shout out. So spin it on. I'm putting pressure on you with the video.
That was my finger.
Good. Awesome. So it's gonna be very, very informal today. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns about anything I'm talking about today, leave a comment below and I will get back to you individually. What's wrong?
I'm shaky as hell.
I'm sorry, John's shaky, but it's all right. I have to lift the weights and he's shaky. To kind of get you guys kind of caught up on the kettlebell, so these are competition grade kettlebells, and what I mean by that is that all the weights are the exact same size. So this guy is a 16 kilogram, 35 pounds. Doesn't matter whether it's 35 pounds or 70 pounds, it's gonna have the same diameter, same circumference, and same size, but just the internal core is more solid or more open, I guess. So it's nice to train on the competition grade kettlebells because your technique and your form is gonna be consistent as you progress through the weights. But working on the small bells, the traditional bells are cool too. So this is the main bell. This is the handle, and then these are the spur handles onto the sides, okay? So with the kettlebell, everything really starts with the swing, all right? Now with kettlebells, they're not a traditional movement like a dumbbell movement or a barbell that has a concentric movement and an eccentric movement where we're loading and unloading. Kettlebells are what's more or less like a ballistic force. So you're creating force, controlling force, and just kind of maintaining it with proper form. And I'll kind of show you this, but it all kind of makes sense when we do the kettlebell swing. The kettlebell swing is the main foundational movement for all the kettlebell stuff, okay? So you'll see that this is the beginning of a whole bunch of different things. So if you're beginning to kettlebells or even intermediate, start with the swing, master the swing, and all your other lifts will come with it, all right? So with the kettlebell swing, I'm gonna get into the height position. So a lot of kettlebell swings start really wrong, and you're trying to like catch up, and you're really gonna hurt yourself with bad form. So I'm gonna get into a kettlebell swing stance, put the kettlebell in front, bum out, chest up, flat back. I'm gonna kind of preload this, and as I come in, I'm gonna get started, okay? So kettlebell swing, bring it in. Okay, my start and my stop are identical, all right? So you want to load really well and prime your first swing and go through. So if you're kind of taking a look at my hips on a kettlebell swing, I'm not really using my arms for force production. They kind of control the weight, and they're more or less handles that hang on to the kettlebell. All that force is generated from my hamstrings, my glutes, and my hips as I come through. So think about a kettlebell swing on a horizontal plane, okay? So rather than vertical. So I'll show you kind of what some people do on a kettlebell swing for bad form, and this is a squat to a front raise, really, okay? So I'll do a couple good ones and then a couple bad ones so you guys can see the difference in what you should and shouldn't be doing. So I'm gonna do a few good ones, loaded, all hips. I'll do a bad one. Let me just try to figure out how to do this, okay? See the difference? Big visual difference. One is a horizontal plane, one is a vertical plane. One is generating through my quads and through my arms that lift the kettlebell. The proper way is through the hips and as I explode in, okay? So the kettlebell swing is the foundation for everything because we always start all kettlebell movements on the ground, okay? So we don't grab the kettlebell and then put it into our hands, we start here. So I'll give you kind of a transition is I'll talk to you guys how to do a clean. So a kettlebell clean, and it starts with that swing again. So a clean is more or less effectively bringing it from the floor up into the rack position, right? So I'm gonna start one hand, same swing position. So see how the swing was my foundational movement in my clean. So I didn't grab it and just throw it up. I incorporated the swing to generate the power to bring the belt up into the rack position. So if you're kind of watching them from the front, start from the bottom like it should. So my hips and my body are doing kind of the same thing, okay? Sorry, with that swing. So rather than just throwing it up with my arm and my bicep, I'm swinging it, controlling it, and bringing it into the rack position. Two other things I wanted to talk about, two other movements. So we're going to do the press, okay, an overhead press. And again, I'm going to get into that swing stance. I'm going to swing it up into the press position. I'm staying tight to the hips. My core is nice and strong, nice and square through the shoulders. And pressing that kettlebell over top, and then bringing it down to the rack position every time, okay? So if you're looking straight on, core is really tight, my bum is flexed, my abs are flexed, bringing it down to the rack every time, okay? So what you'll see a lot of times too, especially if that load is too much, is the reach press, okay? Watch my spine, look how vulnerable this looks, okay? So I'm bringing my hips out, I'm not in alignment anymore, I want to stay nice and tight, nice and strong, through the chest, the shoulders, to the abs, straight up. So use physics to your advantage, okay? So we went over the swing, we went over the press, we went over the clean. One more, we're gonna do a goblet squat. Some lower body into it, okay? So this guy, the goblet squat, we'll do it right from the get-go first. It's a nice kettlebell movement. It's really good. It's kind of like kettlebell's front squat variation, okay? So I'm going to bring it up, hold it onto the handles on the side. I'm going to keep that kettlebell tight to the body, all the way down, elbows inside the knees, come all the way back up. So if you're looking from the side, nice and square, 90 degrees, back up. Don't let that kettlebell travel too far in front. We're going to have that anterior position on, bring it in so it's nice and strong, my hips go low to the spot. And then I finish strong. So that's the kind of kettlebell foundational movements in a nutshell. So we went over the swing, the clean, the press, and even threw in some goblet squats. If you guys have any questions about how to use the kettlebell, the benefits of anything else like that, let me know in the comments. Thanks guys.